there's a lot of, the amount of international players in the NBA is increasing. That's a pretty good promotion for global expansion or whatever. But then I was thinking, okay, well, if you want to appeal to the global markets, then maybe you should have an international player be the face of the
Well,
NBA.
maybe it's also sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Maybe it's also important to remember that, like right now, the NBA is not really clicking in the American market like it once did.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. But here's the thing. It's that if Jokic is the best player in the league, it's not translating to ratings. Giannis is the best player in the league. It's not translating to ratings.
That's true.
Embiid, which I never thought he's the best player in the league, it's not translating to ratings. Every single face of the NBA has been an American and has generated extreme numbers in the finals, in the regular season, in jersey sales, and ticket sales, all of it, right? So for me, that's the counter argument, which is it's not really working right now. We have international players in the NBA that are the best players in the NBA.
That's a great point.
But it's not translating.
It's a great point.
What's actually happening is that they're having a positive impact on their respective countries' audiences. But not here.
Yeah.
Right? For example, Jokic, after they won the finals against the Heat, generated a 66% increase in NBA viewership on NBA League Pass in Serbia.
I believe
and an overall 50% increase in NBA viewership in Serbia via Arena Sports Network, which is their local sports TV network
gotcha.
in Serbia. But the finals only averaged 11.6 million, which is actually a slight downtick from the previous year.
Yeah.
So there's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, we know what the problem.
What's the problem?
Okay. Well, the problem, Jokic isn't. Things have kind of changed. Let me be clear before I get people in the comments going crazy. All right, chill out. We love Jokic. I love Jokic. My girlfriend loves watching Jokic. Like everything about him, I've come to love. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe initially I wasn't the biggest fan, but I would categorize myself as definitely like a pretty big fan of him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's done some commercials here and there. He did the Despicable Me commercial, which I think is great. He has the Hotels.com commercial as well. He has his own shoe brand in China, bringing up China again, right? And he just dropped like a colorway of his shoes, which will pop up right now, of a SpongeBob SquarePants. So it's like, so he's leaning into it more, right? Okay. He's leaned into it more, but he wasn't very marketable, right? And maybe we'll see if these playoffs and, these finals get more views than last year. And maybe he is starting to resonate a little bit more, but it's weird. He's not super athletic. He doesn't jump out of the gym. He has insane passing, right? Like he's so much fun to watch for a diehard fan, but does he bring in enough casual fans? That's like a super important question. Because I think when you think about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, those guys bring in casual fans like crazy. Yeah. And I think that it's because they're like, they're crazy athletic. And I think Jokic, maybe, I don't know if marketed right is the right term, but I'm not sure if he's marketed right to really, because when you watch Jokic, you're like, man, every game I feel like you get an insane passer. You're just like, that's not human. Like that makes no sense. Mm-hmm. But it's a little bit harder for the casual fan to comprehend like that it was a difficult pass, right? Like full court on the money right here. That doesn't make it like super, that doesn't bring as many eyeballs as like a crazy ass dunk over 2 or 3 people, crazy athleticism. And I'd say something about Kobe, LeBron, MJ, they had this like very like mysterious swag about them that maybe these international guys just don't have. Does that make sense? Like, and again, no shade. It's just, I'm kind of trying to figure out what the difference is, right?
Yeah.
And you feel a little bit of that with Anthony Edwards, right? You do feel a little bit that with And when I see Wemby, I definitely feel that, right? Like he makes no sense to me in a great way. Like what he's able to do makes no sense to me on the court. I'm still like, for some reason, I feel like American people have they have it in their head that it needs to look like MJ.
I would agree.
Or LeBron. Or Kobe.
Well, yeah.
Because they're all a little bit different, but a little bit of the same.
Rightfully so, to be honest. When you look at the numbers, man, it makes complete sense.
Yes.
It makes complete sense.
No, yes, it does. But we're not, it's almost like because Anthony Edwards is bringing in a lot of those casual fans. I feel like my
Mhm.
girlfriend just mentioned like
Yeah.
that she feels Anthony Edwards is everybody loves him. That's what she said. She's like, I haven't seen anyone like talk bad about him,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, yeah, that's weird. Like it's just weird how we're almost conditioned to be like, if it doesn't look like that, we're not interested. And
It's an
that's when
interesting
I
point.
say we, I mean casual fans,
Yes.
right? So why do you think that is? You said, it makes complete sense, but go ahead and expand
Okay,
on that.
well, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Do you think that Anthony Edwards can be the face of the league if he doesn't win?
No.
Okay. So that's number one. I think
Yes.
that's the most important thing. Every single face of the league has been a serial winner, right?
Love
They have
that.
won at the highest level multiple times.
Love that.
And I actually looked myself. I literally thought of, okay, all right, who have been the faces of the league in the last 25 years? Just me as a casual fan, right? I'm not a hardcore fan. I don't know my shit like that. But I was like, all right, names top of mind. Who? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and Steph Curry.
Mhm.
Those are my four. And I looked at the numbers and all of the numbers back all of them
And
up.
if we even want to go just a step back, Magic Johnson,
Magic
Larry
Johnson,
Bird.
Larry Bird. Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect, bro.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I looked at all of them. Right? And all I looked at was their performances. And I don't mean points per game. I don't mean, I'm not even looking at rings. I'm looking at finals appearances. I want to know about finals appearances. Why? Because everyone gets caught up in judging a player based on the amount of rings that they've won, which is fine. That's a valid argument when you want to have a GOAT discussion. Whatever. I don't care about having a GOAT
We're
discussion.
not talking about that right now.
Yeah, we're
of
trying to
course.
figure out who can be the face of the league, right?
Mhm.
Who's relevant right now and what characteristics do they need to embody in order to emulate their predecessors?
Love
Michael
it.
Jordan, LeBron James, Larry Bird, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I came down to two things. One, it's the number of finals appearances. On average, all of these players, all these previous faces of the league, if you take the average of all of their finals appearances, you would need to make the finals on average 7 times.
Okay.
7 times.
It's a lot.
Today's NBA, you guys know this, is insane, right? We're chewing our fingernails trying to just see one of our teams make it to the finals at least once.
Yeah, I mean, parity's at an all-time high right now. That's obvious, but it's important to
Yes.
take into account.
Sure.
Because nobody's won back-to-back in I think 6 years
Since the Warriors.
Yeah, 7 years, something like
Yeah,
that.
since the Warriors in 2017-18.
Yeah,